Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Featherless Bipeds podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Lane.
Lane.
And today, we have a guest.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce to you, Andon.
Hi, Andon Ward. And, here to talk about drugs, I guess.
Drugs. Okay. Let's start it off strong. We have some questions for you, Andon.
Alright, shoot.
So, what makes a drug good or bad? Because we're talking about the use of like recreational drugs, so like alcohol, weed, anything from weed to like cocaine, right?
Yeah, alright.
So, so how would anyone differentiate, the use of like weed to alcohol or alcohol to cocaine? What? Because like there's a stigma, right, behind everyone thinks that alcohol is fine. Weed is fine, but everyone's like, cocaine is bad, don't do crack,
Exactly, yeah, there's always the stigmas around them. And, personally, the way that I differentiate drugs is if it comes from the ground and it's grown, that's a good drug. You know, like tobacco and I guess alcohol would be that kind of
natural stuff.
Yeah, anything natural. But once you start cooking it in a lab or anything like that,
once you add the gasoline, we're out
exactly.
of it.
You're losing the natural there. But I mean, going back to the previous question, yes, there are good drugs and bad drugs, but it depends on what you view as a good and bad drug. Like cocaine, for example. Cocaine is used in tons of medicines, and it's used very, very frequently in the medicine world, but it has a very bad stigma to it.
Right.
And
yeah, okay. So, what about shrooms then? Would you say shrooms is a good? Because I've heard people about dying about shrooms, and they literally grow out of the ground.
Then that's where you have to take into consideration the fact that you are eating mushrooms, and it is a mushroom, and
so mushrooms are bad.
All mushrooms are poisonous, but
what? Is that a true fact?
Yes, but so are apple seeds. They have cyanide in them, but all mushrooms are poisonous to a degree. Like chanterelle mushrooms, for example, they have a very slight toxicity.
They just kill you slower than everything
if you
else.
have, let's say, if you ate like 100,000 kilograms of chanterelle mushrooms at 1 second,
that
you
would
could
literally explode you. But okay,
that's what I mean. The amount it takes for you to kill you is it's a lot. So, but mushrooms are poisonous, yes, and you definitely take your life into your hands when you take mushrooms, but like anything, you can take steps to negate the risk.
Right.
And maybe not negate it, but lower the risk.
Yeah, like totally. You can't just straight up stop yourself from having a bad trip, but there's ways you can minimize the chance of you having a bad trip. Like a lot of it relies on the people you're with.
Yes.
Where you are is super important. Like
your mental state beforehand is also a huge factor.
If you're tripping balls in a back alley with a bunch of like methed up idiots, like chances are you're not gonna have a great trip.
Unless you are a methed up idiot.
I mean, yeah.
We're getting into a whole other can of beans there.
So, would you consider sugar a drug? Because it does change your mental state of mind, but it's so slightly that no one even like considers that
I
sugar.
Mean, slightly sounds a little debatable. Like look at
bacon, for example. It releases the same amount of dopamine roughly as doing cocaine does.
Wow.
Roughly, But I mean, you know what
cocaine.
I mean?
Dang.
It's just that it's what you think is right, almost.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's up to a state of mind, and it's how far you really want to go with the drugs. Because I feel like if I were to do cocaine right now, which is cocaine natural?
Well,
or
if you
technically. Yeah.
Where cocaine comes from is natural.
Yeah,
it's
the
like
coca plant is legit.
It's kind of like with alcohol.
Yeah.
Vodka, for example. Vodka does not grow off of trees, but potatoes grow from the ground. Cocaine doesn't grow from plants, but the coke leaf does. It's that same kind of iffy question.
So cocaine, they harvest the cocaine. They soaked in gasoline. Mm-hmm. They drain it. They let it dry.
Oh, there, like just what I said.
So like the first step was pretty good.
Yeah, once you pour the gasoline on, we're out of there, and that I don't really think if that's like 50% of what's making you high. I don't think that's a natural drug anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can use coca leaves by themselves, but you won't achieve the same state.
Well, yeah, a lot of people like go nuts. They were like, "Oh, there was cocaine in Coca-Cola, right?"
Well, yeah,
but it was just the coca leaves. They didn't pour fucking gasoline on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a totally different.
But because of the stigma behind it, everyone was like, "Oh, cocaine's bad now." They had to take it out of the recipe.
Well, it was also killing people.
Was it?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Similar to shrooms, if you do long-term coca consumption, it's gonna kill you.
Right.
And I mean, there were a bunch of other health factors of that time period.
Exactly. Not everyone that drank coke died.
Yeah.
But
all the lead that was rolling around in that time in machinery poisoned a lot of people.
Well, that's...
Orlando's just moving around for a visual. You know, he's just he's having a good time in his enclosure. Or for context, Orlando is Lane's bearded dragon.
He's chilling in my terrarium. It's not an enclosure.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
It's a nice tile floor. Where'd you get that from?
I have an extra if you want some.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my enclosure is probably about the same as that one.
Again, for context, Andon also has a bearded dragon. Yeah. He has quite a few lizards in his home.
Yeah, roughly in the last month, we've gotten 4 crested geckos and a bearded dragon.
Nice. I've been shit on by a crested gecko. It also dropped its tail on me.
Yeah, I used to have a crested gecko, but it died of a heart attack, which was very, very sad.
What did you do to it?
Nothing. He just kind of like scared himself and then started running around and then died.
Nice.
Yeah,
what a way to
you
go.
gotta worry about that actually. That's like they sometimes like jump too high and then like startle themselves.
We're very careful with that.
Okay. Well, back to the original conversation because I'm pretty sure our lizards don't do very many drugs.
Well,
I mean, Orlando's kind of popping, you know.
I mean, his eyes are bugging out a little.
Mine did that the other day. Sorry to sidetrack. His eye bulged out of the side of his head. It was has Orlando ever done that? No. I googled it and apparently that's where they shed around their eyes. But like, it was weird. Like, have you seen the videos of the black guy who and his eyes pop out?
Yeah.
He did the same exact thing as that, except they sucked back in after.
Yeah. His name is Beetlejuice. I mean, if you want to.
No. That's not Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is the short guy.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, they both equally look kind of funky. So, I mean, if you guys want to check that out, go look up Beetlejuice and eye popping out guy.
Yeah. I'll look up while you guys are talking about drugs, I'll look up the eye popping out guy.
Awesome. So, where were we?
We were talking about just like the medical effects. Like how. Yeah, there was something I read online. I was just going through an article. I got it saved on my phone. It's the thoughts weed has many positive uses both medicinally and otherwise, and the criminalization of it is rooted in ignorance, racism, and classism, and weed can be harmful and mentally addictive to certain people, can and should coexist. And I completely agree with that.
Well, yes. The thing with weed is that when you talk about medicinal purposes, you're taking THC and you're kind of scooching him off to the side.
Yeah.
CBD definitely takes the spotlight there.
For sure.
THC is it's the only cannabinoid in cannabis that actually harms your brain. And that's the only one that does anything to your brain. Everyone else in there, it's alright.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
My parents use CBD oil for muscle pain all the time.
Exactly, and you know, everybody's used CBD oil, like out to the Middle East, they use CBD hash and all that kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
the whole world uses
a lot of cannabis and hemp, which is just I don't remember. It's either the female or male.
I believe it's the male variant.
Yeah, but it contains no THC at all.
No,
or,
exactly.
well, trace amounts of it, like 0.1% or something.
Typically more of a CBD plant.
Yeah. And speaking of hemp, I mean, that stuff can be used for everything from, like, clothes to construction.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To ropes to...
The tensile strength is more than steel, did you know that?
Yeah, I think hemp's the future,
You know
man.
what? I thought about that the other day. I was like, I wonder how much force it would take to rip a steel bar apart.
Oh, yeah?
Like, just, you know, if spaghetti can stand up to a surprising amount of strength, makes you wonder how much steel can stand up to.
Yeah. I mean, they're actually producing, I think it's like, they bred a spider with a goat, and so the goat's growing spider hair, and the tensile strength is like 1,000 times more than steel, and they're using it for the new Kevlar, because it's like almost completely bulletproof. Yeah, it's nuts.
God.
Yeah, and I mean, if there was any efficient way to farm spider silk, we would use it for so many things.
I'm sorry, I couldn't stay out of that. Did you say a goat and a spider?
I'm sorry. I guess we forgot that we were still in a call with our artist Julian, and we seem to have piqued his interest.
A goat with a spider.
Yes, they did. Yeah, bred a goat spider.
Yes.
Okay, I'm leaving now.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Julian.
I mean, I'm still here. I'm just muting myself.
Oh.
All right. I guess he's still listening us to record the episode. So.
Way to ruin our podcast. Yeah, no.
No, man.
I did say a goat and a spider. That's what they did. It's crazy. Anyways, back to hemp and all that. I want to talk a bit about alcohol because alcohol is considered a natural drug. But personally, I am like the most likely way for me to die to anything is alcohol. I'm going to die from alcohol. I know that, but it is going to kill me.
Yeah, my great grandmother
Or alcohol related
drank so much.
Yeah.
She induced her own dementia with alcohol. Like what a baller. She drank so much she had alcohol-induced dementia.
I've never heard of someone smoking so much pot they lose their mind.
Well, yeah,
It's true.
No.
But I mean, well, for some people there can be serious long-term psychological effects.
On the pre-rolled joints and the warnings they have on there now, the warning went from something like every 1 in 11 people become addicted to cannabis. 1 in 11 people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's 9% of people that try it. Roughly,
that's roughly 9%.
Yeah, or 9 or 11. I can't do math right now, but that's a really low number, and that's the best statistic they can come up with to make it look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, and it's just.
I mean, yeah, and with like cigarettes and stuff.
Don't even get me started on
the
cigarettes.
shit that is on the front of a cigarette package is like nuts. I'd rather
like
anyone in the world smoke
Yeah.
weed than a cigarette because of the nicotine inside of it.
Yeah, but there's I was actually talking about this with a teacher of mine that I saw on the street. And yeah, it's out of school, we can talk about this stuff. And so she was like, well, I would rather have, I agree. I would rather have people smoke weed than smoke cigarettes. But if you smoke a pack of cigarettes and get behind the wheel, you'll be fine. There's no risk of harming anybody else but yourself. But if you smoke weed and drive while impaired, you can kill a bunch of other people other than yourself. And as much as I really hate cigarettes, growing up with my parents smoking, my mom's quit now, which is actually, no, she's not.
I was gonna say, congratulations.
No, I appreciate that though.
Well,
but you can't smoke a pack of cigarettes and kill anybody but yourself.
So, to anyone who personally knows me and isn't just tuning in from finding our channel, I am an athlete. I am like top level.
Top level. All right.
Shut up. And so, the last couple of years, I wasn't top level, and that's because my grandmother would smoke around me, and I had to force her not to, and it ruined my lung capacity. No matter how much cardio I did, I could not like keep a breath.
Yeah,
while sprinting.
You did get really gassed last season sometimes.
Yeah. And ever since then, I've just like my cardio. Like after I made my grandmother, just like I said, you could smoke, but just not around me, right? My cardio has gotten so much better. So yeah, and I agree with that. And some people who do smoke weed can keep up with me easily. So I feel like it is a lot of like the third-party substances that are in cigarettes that are.
Like if
100%.
I wouldn't have a problem in the world if someone was just like smoking some tobacco in a pipe. My only problem is with cigarettes specifically because everything they put in there, it's poison and it's meant. Tobacco itself isn't like a quarter as addictive as a cigarette is.
No,
purely based upon the additives that they put in there that are engineered to make you addicted to cigarettes and buy more.
Cigarettes actually started very, very natural. Like
they were
like I'd say cannabis did.
Yeah,
and I'm honestly worried about the cannabis industry to start changing into this like, chemically
commercial, industrialized,
commercial, like get you super addicted, adding like
I know,
because I do like the cannabis community. I'm not personally
never met a stoner I didn't like.
Yeah, no.
That's what I mean.
I'm not personally a part of it, but I think that there's nothing wrong with them, and there's nothing wrong with what it is.
Yeah,
but as soon as it becomes
some of the most chill people on earth,
like commercial, and people start putting just shit in it to like make you addicted, and then like. It's just not good because I'm pretty sure even cocaine started off with a humble fucking beginning, right?
Well, yeah, just people down in like Southeast Asia, just taking leaves off and sticking them on their tongues.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, how else do you figure out? I'm sure that's how the First Nations here figured out what to eat and what not to eat.
Yeah, and like how to smoke tobacco too.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Peace pipes and all that.
I mean, I think it'd be really cool to like. Have a tobacco pipe and just like carry around a bag of tobacco and just like look all fancy words debonair with like my tobacco pipe that's like completely oversized and it's like as long as my forearm and I just like stick it a foot away from my face and I'm like yes.
Yeah, totally.
Good morning, Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, that's called the trench warden. If you didn't know that big pipe that Gandalf smokes from, it's called the something warden.
Interesting.
Trench warden? Did I say?
Yes,
yeah.
that's what she said.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to have one of those. And I mean, I would never smoke anything. I wouldn't like unroll cigarettes and like throw them in there.
Yeah, no, it would have to be pure
nasty.
tobacco. Like even. Yeah. Because people started chewing tobacco that they started to grow, and the cigarette companies found that out, that people like chewing tobacco, so they made these chewing tobacco cans that are also just full of shit.
Well,
and so
I don't know if I would I'd rather someone chew tobacco than smoke cigarettes because chewing tobacco doesn't affect your lung health as much.
Yeah, but it affects your mouth.
Yeah, you can
makes your breath just stank.
And the pouch, because they put like shards of glass in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like,
do you know what's in that?
It like
sand and glass.
It cuts up like it cuts in. It makes it a chew pouch, like in your bottom lip or wherever you keep your chew, and then slowly over time, if you do it enough, you'll have like this big carved out pouch. Of your lip where you stick your tobacco.
Well,
and I mean, I've heard of people who had to stop chewing tobacco because their doctor told them, if you keep doing this, you're going to wear a hole through your lip. You can't do this anymore.
It's gross. I'd honestly rather people go back to fucking smoking. Because it's like, whenever I see someone smoke, I have a couple friends in town and I'll see them smoke, and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, smoke
so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're looking at least $15 or more for even
like
the cheapest
a good
pack of
cigarettes.
A good pack is at least, I think, a good pack is about $17.50 for a half decent pack.
My grandmother smokes a $25 pack.
Exactly.
Yeah. And she smokes 2 of those a day, so that's $50 a day. It's nuts.
Yeah,
My dad's quit now. Well, I mean, partially quit. He really just moved on to vaping. But, I mean, it's not like he vapes, like, 59 Nick in his massive box mod. He has 6. It's just like my Uncle Andrew, who also quit, just like my dad did.
Just enough to make it sticky.
Yeah, and then I've talked to Anton about my dad has this massive box mod that blows out the biggest clouds you've ever seen, and he stays in his room most of the time because, I mean, you know, that's where all the fun is.
Yeah, well, I used to have like a huge box mod because like, yeah, believe it or not, and you probably didn't know that because we stopped hanging out about
the same time you got it, I assume.
Yeah, and it was dumb. I forgot the model or what it was, but it was like it fit perfectly in my hand like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it was nuts.
Like a cube.
Yeah, but my dad like vapes
cube with a tank.
So much. Yeah, my dad vapes for so long that the surfaces, he has to clean the surfaces in his room every couple days because it gets sticky from the amount of juice he is burning.
That is so gross.
It's crazy. Yeah, I was up there for a visit because, you know, I like to visit my dad every once in a while, you know. So we just, he was telling me about this and he was like, yeah, I just, a couple days ago, I had to wipe down all my stuff in my room because everything was getting kind of sticky. And I'm like, why was it sticky? That's really weird. And he's like, well, you know, I've been chuffing a lot lately, and you know, the cloud sort of settles on things, and yeah, I just gotta clean it off every once in a while. I'm like, man, that's kind of nasty. That's really nasty. But as long as he's cleaning it, I don't really have a problem. You know, if he just let it there and eventually he just got this like resin like just residue that sits on the top of the counter and like you just wipe your finger on it and it comes up sticky.
Ooh, you could almost refill his bottle with that.
Yeah, he just gets like
around with the scraper.
Yeah, just melt it all down again, throw it in your vape. See, you can reuse juice. It's not a one-way ticket.
Yeah. I wonder, what's your guys' opinion? What's better for you, smoking weed or taking hits from, you know,
a vape?
You think vapes are better?
Wait, smoking weed or vaping?
Yeah, which one do you think's better for you?
They both have their merits.
I mean, if there's zero, it all depends because there's different types of both. Because like zero nic.
What kind of nicotine?
I'm pretty sure it's harmless, but like nicotine is proven to hurt you in many ways and to get you addicted to shit. Like a lot of people who I know smoke were like smoking stupid and then vaped for a bit and then got used to the nicotine and then started going to smokes for that. So it's like in a way it's a gateway drug. It's
a different
kind. A lot of people said that weed was a gateway drug, right? But I don't really believe that. I believed it at the time because I was young and dumb, but I don't believe it as much anymore. I think nicotine is the biggest, you know, quote unquote gateway drug that'll put you into
nicotine. I agree with you, Lane, because the simple fact is, most of the people that get addicted to something start off either young, and it's usually addicted to smokes, chewing tobacco, nicotine, whatever kind.
Any sort of nicotine.
Even vapes. It's nicotine.
And, I can't even count all the people who I know who are minors who are currently in possession of a e-cigarette product right now. Like, I know so many people.
Yeah, me too. But at least in where we live, it's definitely calmed down quite a bit.
Yeah, it gets really hot during the school year.
Oh yeah.
And like,
smoking
you go
takes
down to the
over during the summer.
Yeah, for sure.
And then vaping is more of a winter time.
Oh man, it's so cool watching people like let off fat clouds in the winter, where it combines with your breath, and it makes it that much bigger. It's crazy.
It's the it's so cold out, it just condensates right in front of your face, and clouds are fat.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. You know, all of those nicotine products, they all have like their each sort of bad qualities. Like with smokes. It's like a lot of heightened lung cancer risks and a lot of lung health. It's similar with vaping, but it's not quite as bad. The most you can get cancer, I guess, but it's not as common.
In this and age, anything will give you cancer.
Yeah, breathing gives you cancer.
Well,
now.
like too much sunlight, not enough sunlight.
Yeah, exactly.
Red meat, white meat. Broccoli, cauliflower, like all this just retarded shit.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes. Yeah, I heard that. It's because
you
of the
see
acidity.
that stupid ad on there?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I watched this one ad. It was like a 2-minute ad, and I watched it right to the end, and they never even told me what it was about. I was so mad.
It's just like they expect you to know exactly what the ad is
yeah,
about.
Exactly. It was stupid. They led me
Bad
on
marketing.
for 2 minutes. I know.
Bad marketing.
Marketing is getting worse and worse.
Exactly.
Can we talk about that for a second? Like the worst marketing. It's like...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
KFC ads. They're so garbage.
Have you seen?
They're so terrible. I don't get why they even make them anymore. Like they fail every single time. The only thing they're good for is like laughing at because they're so bad.
But I mean, like everyone knows who KFC is.
Yeah,
right?
honestly, they don't really need to advertise that much.
No,
like a billboard here and there. They're already one of the most well-known fast food places in the world.
Well-known chicken fast food places. Up there with like
McDonald's is like the very top of well-known fast food places.
If you were living under a rock, McDonald's would find you.
Yeah, exactly. They'd be like, they'd just put up a sign and they'd be like, "New location coming to you," and it'd take fucking 8 years to build.
Yeah. Unless you're in China, because like they build shit so fast.
Oh yeah.
You see, yeah.
China has this crazy Christmas tradition for those who do celebrate Christmas. Is they go to KFC and they just get a bucket of chicken, and that's
so,
their
like,
Christmas. They don't like make turkey dinner or anything. They just go to KFC and buy a bucket of chicken.
It's like having 3 chickens, which is like a turkey.
Yeah, close enough. Man.
Yeah.
No, and there's which ad was it? Oh, you know the Leon's commercial ad?
Yeah.
I love those ones. Those are probably one of my favorite ads.
Oh man.
Well, it's like I hate you know what ads I hate? It's those ones with like the telemarketer. It's like the fast chew or like says something
God,
like
it's like the slap chop guy.
Yeah, the slap chop.
Or no, man, I can't remember. It's
Phil Swift.
Phil Swift, that's pretty bad.
I love him. He's so great.
I mean, have you seen the JonTron episode on Phil Swift?
Oh yeah.
JonTron?
Have you ever heard of JonTron?
No.
Yeah, go check out.
To all my viewers, go check out JonTron. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like this comedian that like did stand up for a while, but then went to YouTube and just makes fun of like everything.
Yeah, basically, it's hilarious.
Sounds like New Leafy is here.
Whatever. He's been around for a while.
I thought he.
I'm sometimes check up on his channel and there's still nothing.
No,
absolutely nothing.
No, he must have quit.
That or died.
Oh, maybe.
That's
someone
like,
might have actually fucking killed him.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought
enough.
because like God, he just shit talks so many people
who
were just like, "I'm gonna kill you, Leafy," and so he just disappears.
Someone actually finally fucking did it.
Like it's like, oh, everyone, he must have quit.
There's been a new scandal that's sort of been uncovered as of late. Wayfair is now, on the internet at least, commonly believed to be just a front for child trafficking.
Wow.
So there's some freaky evidence here.
You should set up an account.
So
see if it's real or not.
I mean, yeah, go ahead. Well, all the evidence is down now, but people took a lot of screenshots.
Huh.
So what was happening was people were like searching for stuff and they stumbled across like this big catalog of cabinets, right? And all these cabinets cost $10,000 to $15,000 more than a regular cabinet, and they all had like human names attached to them, and most of them were like names you would usually expect a child to have. I don't know. They were new age names that were kind of popular as of now, and a lot of people brought this to like the authorities and stuff, and they're like, "Yo, this is really suspicious. Why would this cabinet with a child-sounding name cost $15,000 to $10,000 more than a regular cabinet?" And so, rumor has it that an investigation has been started by like I don't know who. They're an international organization, so I don't really know who covers that sort of thing.
Probably internal affairs or something like that.
Yeah, it's mostly down in the States that that people are getting hyped about it because, it's the States.
You know, if I had $10 to $15,000 to spare, I'd just buy it and see what it is.
Yeah.
Too bad we don't have.
Well, I assume there's some sort of verification process.
Yes, I am a child smuggler. I want my kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's another thing involving minors. Just recently, have you guys heard about the Smash scandals?
No.
Almost all of the top Smash players, Smash Bros, of course, have been caught in the act of either statutory rape or just straight up pedophilia.
Wow.
And at one point, y'all know who Jeffrey Epstein was, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
He was this big Hollywood mogul who was basically a minor sex trafficker.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first episode, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did.
Minor as in the age, or
minor.
So he was a major
as in
minor sex trafficker.
Yes, a bit of an oxymoron. But yeah, this guy, his name is Sky. He's one of the big players, and at a point, he owned a house that was filled with a bunch of 30 to 25-year-old guys who were all Smash players and a bunch of 15-year-old girls.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and this wasn't even two dorm style, two separate sides of the house. They were in rooms with just bunk beds, and it was it was co-ed. It's super messed up. The worst one. There was this player. It was actually committed by a woman, which is not something you see very often. There was this player. Her name is Senpai, and yeah, hilarious name, I know. But yeah, she was 27, and she tried to get it on. Well, she did get it on with a 14-year-old boy, and the worst part is that he doesn't even look older than he is. He looks like he's fucking 8 years old. And I mean, she's done the smart thing. A lot of the other players have just straight up admitted to it, which isn't exactly going to help your case in court. She's kind of faded out of the Smash scene and gone dark a little bit. And mostly everything is just through online text strains and stuff. And it doesn't really hold up in court that well.
Right.
But
I mean, that's why I play Brawlhalla and not Smash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way better game. Download it. Free.
Okay.
Unlike Smash.
You can think what you want, but and they're talking about for Smash conventions having different colored lanyards or X's on their wrist for differentiating between minors, and I'm how about you guys just don't fucking touch kids?
Yeah.
It seems like an easy solution. It's the whole community is just thinking, oh well, I mean, if they're in the same room, they gotta bang, seriously, get some fucking control over yourselves.
Literally. I hate humanity.
Yeah,
right?
God. It's absolutely atrocious, some of the people. And, they have the dream life. They go around making hundreds of thousands of dollars for playing video games. It's like giving someone a really expensive car, and it's don't crash it, and it's yours. And you fucking,
and then they crash it on the
you purposefully
you chug a Mickey of vodka and slam on the gas into the nearest brick wall. I don't understand how these people so easily get into these things that could just completely destroy their careers when they have life so good.
Well, a lot of people who have great lives want more or want way less.
Yeah, and when you're famous, it's not like your pool of people you can have sex with decreases.
Small. Yeah, no.
It gets exponentially bigger, except you still want to do it with a child.
So bad.
Come on.
I get it if you're a loser at a low life, right? I mean, even then, it's bad. You deserve to go to jail. But
at least
it's
you
insane.
have a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I don't understand why people do these stupid things.
Actually, I don't read the news, or actually, that's not true. I read the Epic Times. the newspaper.
Right.
And no, thank you. And the reason why I think they are 100% true is because China is actively trying to discredit them at every turn they get. Along with everybody
legit.
They talk about,
That's
everyone
legit.
is actively trying to discredit what they're saying. So that makes me think everything they say is true.
I'll have to give that a look. I've never heard of them before.
It's EPOCH. It's like epoch, but it's epic.
Ah.
Epoch.
I know, that's what I thought it was at first. I was like, Dad, what's the Epoch Times?
Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
God, have you heard there's like a new Chinese scandal where they're buying out countries and like
Oh, yeah. Our
oh shit, we just got a message.
New in. I actually already knew about this, but I thought I mentioned it earlier. Epstein's wife, who was the one who brought in most of his girls, was just caught. Like, she was on the run for like 3 months. I mean, on the run in quotation marks, because, come on, it's the CIA, it's the FBI. They could have just nabbed her whenever they wanted. I assume they were just waiting for them to meet up at some point and then, you know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Julian is right. They thought she was in another country, but she was just sitting in a fucking mansion. Just like chilling out. And yeah, I guess they just got sick of waiting and, you know, well, might as well catch her now.
Yep.
And she'll be put on trial soon. I don't know.
And then nothing will happen.
Yeah, and, you know, they'll kill her just like they killed Epstein, so.
How'd they kill Epstein?
Oh, okay, well, killed Epstein. They claimed he, committed suicide, but he was in prison, in like a medium security prison. You don't send like triple murderers to medium security prisons, so and there was a bunch of like stuff where it was like, oh, the cameras weren't working that day. He just happened to be in that van, and you know, a bunch of shady stuff, and like everybody collectively agrees that Epstein did not kill himself and that they knew that justice was gonna fail, which it did. I mean, he got off for like, I don't know, 15 years or something, after like years and years of trafficking and making underage girls into prostitutes. I think he deserved the death penalty, and they found him, really.
Oh, yeah, he did get the death penalty.
Yeah, he did, just not the legal way. Nobody like... It was like, oh, he didn't deserve to die. It wasn't proper justice.
Except for maybe his wife.
Oh, no. No, she deserves to die, too.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying now.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, about the Chinese scandal and how they're buying, like, entire cities of each country and then moving their people into it.
What?
Like, yeah, no, they almost took over like 3 countries.
That's
like 3
crazy.
Actually, you know
countries.
what? I heard about that or somewhere, but I did hear about that.
Yeah, and there was a big thing with because they just started buying into America. They have like a lot of hotels.
That is not gonna fly.
Yeah, but it was basically they have this huge. They bought one of Trump's towers.
Holy shit!
And so when Barack Obama was was in power when he was the president, he went to go stay at that Trump Tower because it's like the safest place for a president to be. It's like highest security, whatever.
And I think at that time, it might have still been managed by Trump's father, or maybe not. He might have already been dead.
I don't know, and he went to go stay there, and then the government absolutely did not let him because the Chinese...
No, not happening.
Well, they found out there was a bunch of Chinese people that, like as soon as there was word that Barack was going to be there, they got moved into the hotel.
Yeah, it's kind of
like... And so the government was like, no!
Yeah, it's kind of like, do you guys remember that Cold War story where Kennedy was on a diplomatic mission to Russia, and then they tried to poison him by putting give him radiation poisoning in his hotel room, and what the Secret Service did is they just talked about it very loudly in the middle of the room because, you know, of course the Soviets had the entire room bugged. I mean, any country would do that. And they just talked about it very loudly about, these radiation levels are rather strange. I hope nothing's amiss. I hope the president doesn't get hurt. It's a real shame about these insane radiation levels. And then the next morning, they like, no trace. They were all gone. And nothing happened. They were like, well, we tried.
I was talking about, that reminds me, I don't know why it reminds me, but I was talking with one of my pals from down Island, and we were talking about like hilarious military tactics. Did you know that the Americans were training bats with bomb vests to go into buildings and just like explode?
That's like some Vlad the Impaler shit. Yeah. You know, he used to release bats down the battlefield. If he was on a hill, he would release bats at dawn. You know, that's actually where the myth came from, that Dracula can turn into bats. But yeah, he would like just send a bunch of bats down the hill to like freak out the enemy, and I mean possibly give them diseases if they were bitten.
Yep.
But yeah, like just speaking of crazy military tactics involving bats.
Well, it was obviously discontinued because the bats were like erratic and like they were trained to go inside houses, but they weren't like they couldn't train them. Yeah, they couldn't differentiate the houses. So what ended up happening is they were like in the midst of training these bats to go and fucking explode. One got away.
Holy shit!
And I think it like blew up an Airbnb in America, but like it was like continued like the research into like bat bombs, but then they made the nuclear bomb, and then that was completely discontinued.
Yeah.
But like 2 weeks later, after the research was happening, Airbnb exploded in America, and then they were like, "Sorry, we'll pay for everything. That was our bad."
The U.S. The U.S.'s military R&D is like, they've done so much silly stuff. After 30 goddamn years of investigation into psychic powers, they concluded that they probably just didn't exist. 30 years. You know, a couple years, I get it. You know, you want to figure it out, see if it's legit. But our artist says that they should keep looking into it. I think it's totally bogus, but they rule that, you know, there's technically no way to know whether or not they're right and didn't have prior knowledge on the subject. So they were like, after 30 years, you know, I think it stopped during the Cold War.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to know what the Russians were up to. I mean, fair enough. So do I.
Well, everyone wants to know what the Russians did.
Yeah.
Putin's obviously still in power.
Oh, yeah.
I heard somewhere that Putin ran a new scandal that's going to let him be in power for another 39 years.
Oh, I believe that.
Which is going to be the rest of his life.
Yeah, pretty much.
He is dying in exactly 39 years.
So you know how, like, in England, there is, like, what do they use? A president, or do they use a...
it's a queen.
Bro.
Well, no, the queen doesn't actually rule.
Okay, alright. If we think very, very, very hard here... Thank you, Julian.
So they have a prime minister.
Our government system was birthed from them, so one would think they also use a prime minister.
Okay, so they have a prime minister, right? And they have a queen, right? The queen is for show. And the prime minister is the actual one making... I mean... she has no power.
Yeah. Oh, what are you talking about?
I know for a fact
in old legislature, she can do whatever the fuck she wants, and she can literally just point at you and you're like, yo, you committed treason, and sentence them to death.
Yeah, but in all actuality, Lane's right. She really...
Yeah, she just decides not to use her power. She has so much power.
She's the queen. Of course she has power, but compared to the prime minister, her power levels are nothing.
Yeah, my god. He can get rid of her.
What? That's no, she can't.
Yeah, he can.
Yes, he can.
How?
Because the
queen's just a figurehead for both.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Julian. No, she's literally like this all-powerful being there.
No, she's not.
I really don't.
She can do whatever she wants. It's just like the governor general's rights here.
There's a she's the head of state.
Exactly, but not the head of the government.
Not the head of the Not all
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah. Basically, she's head of state. She's not head of the government. The government has so much more power than she does.
They don't.
I learned about this.
I guarantee
we literally learned about this. Yeah. So be quiet,
Caleb. I'm sorry.
Just be quiet this time.
It's 3 against 1 here.
Anyways,
what do you mean?
Is Julian with us again?
No, Julian's with me.
I thought so, but look, he says not all powerful either.
Okay, not all powerful. That was.
That was an exaggeration. She has no control over the military. She has no control over where the people go or how they work.
Well, yeah, that's true.
She's only there to sit and wave and to sentence people to death, apparently.
Yeah, she's a figurehead for all of Britain and Canada.
Yeah, their prime minister has the most power. Anyways, what I was saying is that Russia has that same...
okay. I think Julian just pasted in a thing. Well, Queen Elizabeth II does a lot more than rock her neon outfits.
Stop a law, but she can't change.
Well, Parliament is the UK's
like
highest
Secretary
government.
General here. They need their signature in order for them to pass
Okay. Well,
hey,
what are you doing? All right, Queen Elizabeth. This is pasted from our artist into a chat. Well, Queen Elizabeth does a lot more than rock her neon outfits. While Parliament is the UK's highest governing body, the Queen is still responsible for signing off on a proposed bill. It officially goes into effect. The Queen can also grant royal pardon to anyone convicted of a crime. So it's similar to what the president can do every like 4 years or something, like once a term. I'm not sure if he has to, or but he can
presidential pardon?
Yeah, presidential pardon. And how many times can a presidential pardon be used?
I'm not sure, but I know that Joe Exotic from the Tiger King. He asked Trump for the presidential pardon.
Did he grant him?
I'm not sure. I didn't read the full article, but he probably did.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, what Julian has boiled it down to is the Queen is like the UK's mom, and you have to ask her for stuff, but she can still say no.
But she can
she also can't be just like the president. She can't be convicted of any crime. That is another thing that the Queen.
That is a broken rule.
Oh well, think about it. Think about the time when those laws were written.
That's a broken rule.
Yeah, it's stupid. Anyways,
it's exactly like the president in the U.S. He can't be convicted of any crime. He can be.
He has been.
Well,
except he has.
But he hasn't been convicted. You can only get impeached, and then you can convict him of a crime. It's a terrible, broken system, just like all of the U.S.'s government.
What I was saying is that there is the head of government, and then there's the head of the state. The head of the state is supposed to be a flashy little thing. She's not supposed to do anything other than rule her little castle and say yes or no to things, right? Now, so basically what has happened in Russia is that Putin was the head of government, right?
So he's making himself the head of state too?
Yes.
No
after becoming the president, he went to go become the head of state, and then elected one of his buds.
Is he becoming the Tsar Putin?
So basically, he elected one of his buds to become the head of So after he's in the head of state, he still has power over everyone, and he gets to sit there forever.
Yeah, well, until he dies. It's exactly like the way the monarchy works in Britain.
Well, yeah, exactly. It is. It's a monarchy.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, that's insane.
Yeah, no, it's dumb.
That's Putin for you.
Yeah.
Putin won't die. No, he can't. He's too fucking ripped.
Oh man. For Christmas last year, my dad got my auntie's dog a chew toy of Putin in a wrestling outfit. He had like
little fucking leotard.
He had like a it was like WWE style. So he had like crazy shoulder pads. He had like a bearskin loincloth and these crazy wrestling boots. It was hilarious, and like she ripped it to shreds almost immediately. My love out to Daisy. So good job. Yeah. You know, ripping up the monarchy since day one.
Yeah. No, it's the Russian guy. I've always wanted to head to Russia, but I'm afraid that there's going to be a nuclear war when I'm there and they won't let me go.
Well, it's kind of like how COVID went. I mean,
no.
People didn't think, I won't be able to get home to my family for 5 months.
Yeah. It's Yeah, it's a scary timeout. Well, this conversation went far.
Oh yeah,
we went from like drugs and alcohol till like the monarchy, and we argued about Britain for a bit. God, this is crazy.
It's been certainly interesting episode,
already,
though.
So
Yeah,
just under an hour.
Yeah, just under an hour.
It's quite the topics. Well, anything else you wanna?
Well, we do have sort of an hour-long mandate. Or at least I like to keep our episodes about an hour long.
Yeah, just about.
Let me surf in my notes.
Surf and turf.
So what's your...
there's our Instagram. You know, we should probably mention that.
Oh yeah.
Go check that out. At the Featherless Bipeds podcast. You know, we post like updates on there.
Is it bipods or bipeds?
Bipeds.
Yeah, the Featherless Bipeds podcast.
Okay.
We're not a bipod.
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just post whatever on there. You know, we have our social media director, which is just Lane's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Julian, do you have any sort of platform in which you put your art on that we can share?
I doubt it, but not right now. Which means he's gonna do it.
Well, find one.
Yep.
And then we can advertise you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a paid job.
Yeah, maybe you'll get an actual job.
Too lazy? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, our artist is great. He's, I mean, our second episode we had to take down because of age restriction and the fact that half the audio cut out. So we took that down. Yeah. We're going to try and fix it.
We apologize for whoever actually watched that episode and had to suffer through the shitty audio.
Yeah, we're sorry.
You know, we'll do better next time.
Yeah.
This time.
Well, this time.
It was the drop in audio quality was due to the recording service we were using because we were doing our episode with Julian and he called in over Discord. He didn't come here to our studio.
Yes, I see.
Yeah,
that's a big no-no, I hear.
Something like that.
Yeah, whatever. No, it's because we use the Craigbot for Discord.
And, anybody who's out there, Craig sucks. Don't use him.
Never use him. Use
use OBS. OBS is a great platform. Like a lot of different YouTubers use it. Yeah. So you know, look out for yourselves, audio-wise, my people.
Yeah, it's a mistake that we made and that we do not want to make again.
Yes, you know, we do care deeply about our audio quality because, you know, it keeps you guys coming back.
Yeah. Yes, our last episode didn't get many views because our first episode got almost 60 now.
Yeah.
And our second episode got 16.
Dang.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
That's because of the
we even lost a subscriber.
Yeah, it was so sad.
We went from 15 to 16, and remember, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes to kill, or no,
8, 7,
yeah,
more like 7.
Yeah.
There
we go.
Okay, so
you want to go back to the main topic for like a little
drop off?
Let's
do a little circle around.
Yeah. Andy, would you like to sum up what we brought up? Like, what makes the difference between a good drug and a...
I do have a quick question. How different has your psychological state become since before you started smoking weed and now?
Well, I will admit there was a time where I will say it wasn't bad, but I was a little bit slower, I will say. Yeah. But I mean, that was a long time ago. I was young and I was smoking pot. So
like every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was I feel great. I have a fantastic mental capacity for quite a few things.
But you also feel no pain.
Fuck
you, watch. Sorry, we have this watch in the studio that, you know, I always forget to take home. And it just randomly beeps because it has this alarm set on it that we don't know how to turn off.
Yeah. So, I've had that watch forever and I decided to give it throw it against the wall.
I was terrified. I thought Andon was gonna just like yeet that watch right into our monitor. And, I guess it would still record, but it's not like we'd be able to see anything.
No.
Oh well.
Yes. So, I doubt much has happened because, like, you're quite frequent user of the cannabis,
and you, from what I gather, you usually do it in the comfort of your own home. Just you, or do you smoke with other people?
Yeah, typically more or less with myself.
Yeah, okay.
And I mean, like, to anyone who thinks it makes kids stupid, he's one of the top in our pre-calculus class.
Yeah.
So
I've been there, and I've seen him ask 15 questions, and he boom, 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 boom. It's like, bitch, I got your answer.
Yeah. So my consensus is, as long as you're hungry for knowledge, it doesn't really matter much.
You gotta maintain that motivation.
Exactly. Yeah. That moderation is key with anything in life.
Oh my god, we went down another subscriber.
No.
What? We lost another subscriber?
Did you just unsubscribe, Leia?
I am chapped.
That's brutal.
I'm really chapped. Wow. This pisses me off. Guys. Julian, it was you. I know it was.
Julian, you motherfucker.
I can't believe you've done this.
Damn it. Okay.
Well, it is 3:54, so whoever, at least where we're from, Mountain Time, whoever unsubscribed, that was very rude of you.
You know who
Please
you
do
are.
not do that again.
Well, subscribe again. Just don't do the second.
Yeah.
Where we've been struggling lately, okay? It's just we're a new podcast coming off the ground. We have interesting things to talk about, and we got a lot of people to invite on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And would you like to be a recurring guest? Would you like to come back and do this some other time?
I was pretty worried about this. I'm not gonna lie.
It was you, Julian. It just jumped back to 14. You son of a gun.
15.
What are you talking about?
Oh, he must.
Yeah. It came back to 15. Or it was just Leia's alt account.
Yeah.
Lost my train of thought.
Yeah, we were talking about if you want to be a recurring guest.
I would love to be. This was actually quite enjoyable.
Yeah, no, it's fun just to talk about things, scandals, what you're passionate about.
What was your mindset when you came on? What were you? How did you think this was gonna go?
I was scared shitless.
Oh,
but I'm typically scared shitless when I go and do anything that's new.
Yeah. Well, that's natural.
Yeah. Honestly,
my first MMA match, I was shitting my pants, and then I got in there, and I was like, okay.
Just like my first wrestling match.
Right. Yeah. No. Everyone shits their pants when they try something new.
Exactly. But
and I guess as 3 wrestlers, we can all relate to that. No, 4. We have our social media manager, Lane's girlfriend, is also a wrestler.
She won gold medal at the last provincials.
Yeah, best in the province.
Best in the province.
Yeah. I'm really hyped for next season, boys. I can't wait.
Yeah. And quit quite a bit back, but
too bad. Yeah.
He was a golden boy.
Show you a thing or two.
I know you good.
Still watch it.
Yeah.
I've been working out lots, and you'll have to try pretty hard.
I have been too, actually.
I know.
So.
Right.
Really?
What's your workout schedule? I bet it's just pretty willy nilly. But what do you do?
I don't know. I push-ups.
Push-ups, yeah.
Fair enough.
Lots of
the staple workout.
Yeah, lots of outside work too. So I like to get lots of my work done because there's nothing better than working outside in the hot sun.
It feels great.
Or actually, I'm tilling a field right now.
Nice.
Quote unquote field.
I mean,
plant some herb in there.
Well, I'm planting something in there.
All right.
I'm thinking about lupins and foxglove, but I also have a hibiscus that could go there as well.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, like when I go to fights or like matches for wrestling or anything, I always find the strongest people are the farmer boys that lift heavy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's
because I work out constantly, right? And they just grab me and throw me on the ground. I'm like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's the difference between practical workouts and building lean muscle rather than doing reps. And you're constantly moving your body in different ways, which still strengthens your muscles. Not as intensely as it would if you're hitting the gym 6 days a week.
Yeah. I've been trying to change it to something more practical,
but
while also doing the traditional thing.
Yeah. working out at the gym is really useful for improving your figure, I'd say, but not as effective versus at least like manual labor doing that like 6 or 7 days a week.
This is a good other topic that we will talk about on another day.
Oh,
pound for pound, yeah.
We are running out of time.
Yeah. Speaking of another day, I have heard tell that we have plans for another guest. And so is that coming on our next episode?
The other guest bailed, but I do have another guest.
Okay.
The topic is going to be improvisation and
like in humor?
No.
Or like in acting?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And how that affects the Dungeons and Dragons scene and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, is it B Coops?
It's B Soup.
Yeah.
P Soup's coming?
Yeah, P Soup's coming.
I saw him the other day with Remembrance Day.
For that one? That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to see P Soup.
Yeah, I'd love to have 2 guests on the show. Julian and B Coops.
Yeah. P Soup.
Pea Soup. Are we allowed to call him that to his face?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We are.
Well, this has been this has been the Featherless Bipeds, with our lovely guest Adam Ward, and like and subscribe. Go follow our Instagram, please. We only have 5 followers. It's getting rough. But yeah, we'll keep cranking out content as long as you guys keep giving us views. So we will see you next time.